Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Damodara Jaya Damodara Jaya Damodara Jaya Damodara Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Stottar Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Samstapakacharya Saver the whole world Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanand. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottama Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayed Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 18, The Battle between Lord Bor and Hiranyaksha. The first few verses have no purport, only 19th has a purport. So I will recite the first few verses by myself, then 19th we will all repeat. Text 16. Punargadam swamadaya brahmayantam abhikshnashah abhyadhavad hari kruddhaha samrambhadashtadachadam. Translation. The personality of Godhead now exhibited his anger and rushed to meet the demon, who bit his lip in rage, took up his mace again and began to repeatedly brandish it about. Text 17. Tatascha gadaya ratim dakshinasyam bhruvi prabhu ajagne satu tam saumya gadaya kovido ahanat. Translation. Then with his mace the Lord struck the enemy on the right of his brow, but since the demon was expert in fighting, O gentle Vidura, he protected himself by the maneuver of his own mace. Text 18. Evan gadabhyam gurvibhyam haryaksho harir evacha jigishayas susamrabdhav anyonyam abhijagnatuhu. Translation. In this way the demon Haryaksha is another name for Hiranyaksha, and the Lord, the personality of Godhead, struck each other with their huge maces, each enraged and seeking his own victory. Text 19, please repeat after me. Tayoho sprudhoho tigma gada ahata angayoho tayo sprudho stigma gada hatangayoho. Kshata asrava grana vivruddha manvyo no, it is not manvyo, it is manvyo. Manvo Kshatasrava Grana Vivruddha Manvo. It is actually three different letters are combined. Half na, half ya, and va. And va is wo. So I don't know how to read this. Somebody can attempt. Manvyo. Manyavo. Manyavo, but it's not ya. Ya is half. Manvo. Kshatasravagrana vivruddha manvo. Vichitra margamsh charator jigishaya. Vichitra margamsh charator jigishaya. Vyabhad ilayam iva shushminor mrudhaha. Vyabhadilayam iva shushminor mrudhaha. Tayos prudhos stigma gadahatangayo. Kshatasravagrana vivruddha manvo. Vichitramargams charator jigishaya. Vyabhadilayam iva shushminormrudhaha Tayospridhostigma gadahatangayoho Kshatasravagrhana vivruddhamanvo Vichitramargam sharatorjigishaya Vyabhadilayam iva shushminormrudhaha Tayospridhostigma gadahatangayo Kshatasravagrhana vivruddhamanvo Vichitramargam sharatorjigishaya Vyabhadilayam iva shushminormrudhaha Tayospridhostigma gadahatangayo Yatashrabasghana vivruddhamanvo Vichitramargam sharatorjigishaya Vyabhadilayam iva shushminormrudhaha Tayoho them Sprudhoho the two combatants Stigma pointed Gada by the maces Ahata injured Angayoho their bodies Shata asrava blood coming out from the injuries Grana smell Vivruddha increased Manvo anger Vichitra of various kinds Margan maneuvers Charato performing Jigishaya with a desire to win Vyabhat it looked like Ilayam for the sake of a cow or the earth Iva like Shushmino of two bulls Mrudhaha an encounter. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. There was keen rivalry between the two combatants. Both had sustained injuries on their bodies from the blows of each other's pointed maces, and each grew more and more enraged at the smell of blood on his person. In their eagerness to win, they performed maneuvers of various kinds, and their contest looked like an encounter between two forceful bulls for the sake of a cow. Please repeat this translation after me. There was keen rivalry between the two combatants. Both had sustained injuries on their bodies from the blows of each other's pointed maces, and each grew more and more enraged at the smell of blood on his person. In their eagerness to win, they performed maneuvers of various kinds, and their contest look like an encounter between two forceful bulls for the sake of a cow. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Here, the earth planet is called Ila. This earth was formerly known as Ilavrita Varsha. And when Maharaj Parikshit ruled the earth, it was called Bharata Varsha. Actually, Bharata Varsha is the name for the entire planet. But gradually, Bharat Varsha has come to mean India. As India has recently been divided into Pakistan and Hindustan. Similarly, the earth was formerly called Ilavrita Varsha, but gradually as time passed, it was divided by national boundaries. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here's a description of the battle, as the title suggests, of this chapter between Lord Boar. The Lord has appeared in a boar form, so Prabhupada calls him Lord Boar, and Hiranyaksha. The history is that these two demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, have appeared as demons, but they are actually devotees. So why would devotees appear as demons? When the Lord feels like fighting, then with whom will he fight? Because he is supremely powerful. Is it not? Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya. Definition of Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of God. Virya refers to strength, prowess. Samagrasya, the sum total of everyone's strength, is an insignificant portion of the Lord's strength. So, he is unlimitedly powerful. Who can fight against him? Nobody can fight against him. But still, when he has a desire to fight, it's called mock fighting. It means it looks like a fight, but actually Lord is enjoying. So naturally, for his enjoyment, it will be only his devotees who can give him pleasure, who can enjoy with him. So, devotees will appear as demons. Devotees appearing as demons. And these demons, they are fighting against the Lord just to give pleasure to the Lord. But this cannot be understood by non-devotees. Mayavadis, they can't understand this. But here it is described that the fighting was very, very intense. The Lord can kill this demon very easily. In fact, he need not himself personally kill either. He's got many agents to kill. Like Srila Prabhupada says, if there is a cyclone, hundreds and thousands of such demons can be killed immediately. So, it is not that demons have become powerful and it is not possible to subdue them. No. And Prabhupada says, in Kali Yuga, demons not even have a small fraction or fragment of the strength such demons Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu exhibited. Kali Yuga, it's like. That's why at the end of Kali Yuga, Lord will appear as Kalki. End of Kali. And what will he do? When he appears, what will he do? Bharata Shrestha. He'll just kill. And how will he kill? He will just cut off the head. Exactly like Parashurama did. What did Parashurama do? 21 times he went round the earth, planet, and he just took one chopper, which is called Parashu. That's why it's called Parashurama. There are 3 Ramas described in Dashavatara. One is Parashu Rama. His weapon was Parashu, axe. With that axe he simply cut off the heads of the miscreant Kshatriyas. 21 times he went round the earth. 21 times. Trisapta. 3 times 7. 21 times he went. Then the second Rama described in the Dashavatara Stotra is Kodanda Rama. All 3 are Ramas. 3 Ramas. But to distinguish them, Jayadev Goswami, not Jayadev Goswami, elsewhere it is described. The weapons are different. Kodanda Rama means, what is his weapon? Kodanda. What is Kodanda? Bow. Danda means stick. Kodanda means bow. So Kodanda Rama, he just used his bow and arrows and killed the most powerful demon of his time. Then he appeared. Ravana. So, Kodanda Rama. Then, third Rama. Halayudha Rama. Balarama. Balarama is also called Halayudha Rama. His weapon is Hala, plow. What do you say for plow in Hindi? Hal. Hal. And in Sanskrit is Hala. Same thing. So, this Halayudha Rama, he displayed his power when using the plow. What did he do using the plow? 10th canto describes this. He used the plow as a weapon. What did he do with the plow to display his power? When he became slightly angry, he wanted to separate Hastinapura city and throw it into the Yamuna river. This is pastime. He just threatened actually. He did not do it. Because the Kauravas, they insulted Balaram. They insulted Balaram. Foolish people, they thought Balaram is just another Kshatriya. But actually Balaram is the Supreme Personality of God. So then, these Kauravas had become very proud and puffed up. So he wanted to teach them a lesson. So he decided, let me just threaten to actually separate this Hastinapura city from the rest of the earth and throw it into Yamuna river. So he started, with his plow to dig. Plow is used for digging, for preparing the field. What do they use plow for normally? For digging and preparing the field for sowing seeds for growing crops. Okay. So he started digging. Like plow is used for digging. Started digging, but that digging was felt like earthquake. Earthquake by only the residents of Hastinapura. They began to feel, oh, there is earthquake. Then all became very afraid. And then they realized, because they had insulted Balaram, they realized, it's because Balaram has been insulted by us. Immediately they came running and they fell at his feet. Immediately he became very, very calm. He'd become angry, immediately became calm and said, nothing to worry. Don't worry, don't worry. The whole trembling stopped of the earth. So, these are the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of God. Leela. Why? Leela. Anandamayo Abhyasat is full of pleasure. Similarly here, this fighting actually is not required by the Lord to fight and then kill. He need not even kill anybody. But if he kills, instead of they dying a natural death, if he kills, then they are delivered. They are liberated. Whereas they die natural death, no liberation. They have to suffer in hell. Because they do so many sinful activities, these demons. So, Krishna, out of compassion for them, he sometimes kills these demons. Of course, in this case, his own devotees have assumed the form of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu for the sake of the Lord's pastime, Lord's Leela. So, the description is given. Now, when the Lord fights, it's not that he will fight in such a way that he will display his full power. Because if he displays his full power, there is no fighting at all possible. No fighting is possible. So, he will only apparently display his strength, which is kind of matches the strength of the opponent. Matching strength. So that kind of battle is being described here between Lord Boar and Hiranyaksha. This Hiranyaksha is a very powerful demon that he has taken the earth planet. What has he done? For him, the earth planet is like a ball. Like we play with ball, no? He's such a big demon, such a powerful demon. For him, this whole earth planet, what is the diameter of the earth planet? Anybody knows? Google. Diameter of earth planet, will tell you. Immediately it'll tell you. Some kilometers. 12,742 kilometers. So 3.14 into 12,000 into 12,000. Correct. No. Pi d square by 4 divided by 4. Okay. No, he has found it in kilometers. No. Kilometers, 12,756 into 12,756 into 3.14 divided by 4. What is that? What am I trying to do? Circumference. 40,000, 75 kilometers. Anyway, huge. That big a ball he is holding like we hold a small ball or a football. And what is he doing? What has he done? He's put it in the Garbha ocean. All these planets, where are they floating? Above the Garbha ocean, not in the Garbha ocean, above the Garbha ocean. Structure of the universe. The universe like a shell, anda, and in that shell, Vishnu enters and he perspires his sweat. So that water half fills the shell. And on that water called Garbha ocean, he lies down. And from his navel, one lotus flower is born after he lies down. On that lotus, who is born? Brahma is born. Everybody loudly. Brahma is born. And then Vishnu also creates all the planets. And these planets are floating in the air above the Garbha ocean. They are floating there by the power of another incarnation of the Lord called Anantasesha. Anantasesha is actually keeping them in the orbit, floating by his power. Anyway, the scientists don't know this. They say law of gravitation, something they say. So, that planet, every planet is floating above the Garbha ocean. But this earth planet, this demon, Hiranyaksha, what did he do? He took this planet and put it in the Garbha ocean. So, the earth is the residential place for so many living entities. So many living entities. So, their resting place or residential place is lost. So, the Devatas prayed to the Lord. And then the Lord appeared as Varaha avatar to rescue the earth from the Garbha ocean. So he dived inside the Garbha ocean and simply lifted the earth on his two tusks. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. The Lord is extremely beautiful. Even in the form of a boar, he is very attractive and very, very beautiful. So he just lifted the earth planet on his two tusks. And then he wanted to place it in its proper orbit when Hiranyaksha challenged him. Because he is the one who had put the earth in the ocean. So he told Vishnu that in the form of boar, that if you want to take this planet, first you have to defeat me. So Vishnu accepted the challenge and they began fighting. The fighting became very, very intense. So the description is there in the previous verses. So the 14th verse, I think day before yesterday we read this. The demon quickly sprang upon the Lord and dealt him a blow with his powerful mace, Gada, with his mace or club. He hit the Lord, but the Lord slightly moved aside and that striking of the club was useless. But both of them, the Lord as well as this, because the Lord has got in his form as Narayana, he has got two weapons. What are the two weapons? Loudly, everybody. Chakra, the disc, Sudarshan Chakra, and Gada. What's the Gada called? No, in name, specific name, because everyone in Vaikuntha has 4 hands and everybody has Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. All 400 inhabitants of Vaikuntha, they all have Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. But Sudarshan Chakra is only held by the Lord. The entire planet, only one person holds Sudarshan Chakra. All others hold other chakras. Okay. So what is the specific name of the club? Gada, held by Kaumodaki, name of the club. Now, these are not material objects, dead material objects. No, they are persons, they are devotees. So one devotee serves the Lord, becoming the club in the hand of the Lord. One devotee serves as his chakra. That devotee is Sudarshana. So the devotee who serves the Lord as club is Kaumodaki. So that Kaumodaki, the Lord is holding his club, and this Hiranyaksha also has got a club, has got a Gada. So both are trying to hit each other, to kill each other, to defeat each other by using their club. It's a club fight. And it is described in the 18th verse that their striking became very, very intense. And there was injury on both's body. Actually, the Lord's body is spiritual. There's no possibility of injury. Spiritual body, there's no possibility of injury. Spiritual body cannot be damaged. But for the sake of his Leela, using his Yoga Maya, the Lord will display a form that looks like a material form. So it looks like a material form, and when the Hiranyaksha is striking the Lord with his club, it looks like there is an injury. It looks like Lord Vishnu is bleeding. Blood is coming out of the injured part. Blood is coming out. So, Kunti Devi says in her prayers, Nato Natyadharo Yatha. The Lord's incarnations are like dramatic actors, drama actors, acting on the stage. So, Lord is actually acting like a human being, or like a boar, in this case like a boar. So when you hit a boar, there is an injury, blood will come out naturally. So like that, he is making a Hare Krishna. Everybody's attention has gone there. Something interesting happening there. My lecture is boring. क्या हो रहा है? Something interesting, more interesting. So how to make this description interesting? Any ideas? Everybody loudly. Hare Krishna! You chant so loudly that still somebody is sleeping, they should also wake up. Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Next. Loudly, loudly. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now everybody is awake? Before you go to sleep, let me complete the class. So it was an intense fight. It looked like the fighting was very, very severe, and both bodies were injured, and they smelt their blood and became even more enraged, very angry, each trying to kill the other. And the encounter is described as two forceful bulls. Has anybody seen a bull in heat? You see. Okay. Bull is impossible to control when it actually has to mate with a cow. So, like forceful bulls, they were fighting for a single cow. The cow, earth is compared to a cow. Earth is compared to a cow. And they were like bulls fighting for the cow. So it was a very, very fierce fight. And the further description is there in the next few verses. But in the purport, Srila Prabhupada gives a very small purport. He says, the earth planet is called Ila. Therefore, formerly this whole world was called Ilavrita Varsha. Ilavrita Varsha. But when Maharaj Parikshit was ruling, it was called Bharata Varsha. So, if today we use the word Bharat, it refers to a small portion of the earth called India. This country called India, this nation called India, is now called Bharat. But actually, formerly Bharat meant the whole world. So Prabhupada says that as India has recently been divided, he is writing this purport sometime in the 70s. So in 47 it was divided into Hindustan and Pakistan. Similarly, the earth was formerly called Ilavrita Varsha, but gradually as time passed, it was divided into national boundaries. It became divided. Earth became divided into different nations. Whereas formerly, the whole world was one nation, ruled by the king whose capital was Hastinapura. Hastinapura. There were other kings, but they were all subordinate to the emperor or the king ruling from Hastinapura. That was the kind of situation when Yudhishthira was ruling, the Kauravas were ruling, and Maharaj Parikshit was ruling. So like that. So now it has got divided, and this division is not very good for the citizens. And Prabhupada says that a king who is guided by qualified brahmanas and who is powerful enough to subdue all such miscreants in the kingdom, such a rule is better than so-called democracy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prophecy is that Prithvi te ache yata nagaradi grama. Gradually it will become divided more and more and more. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, how many ever towns and villages are there on the surface of this entire earth planet? Prithvi te ache jata nagaradi grama. Sarvatra prachara hoibe morana. So, devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will conquer this earth not by fighting, but by preaching, by spreading the chanting of this holy name. And they'll keep on spreading till every town and village people will chant the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So this is the prophecy. So we don't worry so much about the division that has happened, or that is going to take place more and more. But we are concerned with preaching this Hare Krishna mantra in every town and village. That's the mission of the Hare Krishna movement, ISKCON movement, Krishna conscious. Okay, I'll stop here. Any questions? There's no fighting in the Vaikuntha. So why Narayana should hold, not only Narayana, all the inhabitants are holding mace.
If you have come across the reason or...
Actually, the Lord's Leela goes on in two places. The spiritual world and material world. So, in the spiritual world, there are no demons. But in the material world, there are demons. Dvaubhuta sargau lokesmin daiva asura evacha. The Bhagavad Gita, it is described. There are two kinds of people, created beings. Daiva asura. By birth itself, some are asuras. Like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. By birth, they were demons. So, to deal with these demons, when the Lord performs his Leela in the material world. So, Lord is the same. Whether in the spiritual world or material world, the Lord is the same. His original form itself is with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. So, he has kept that Gada and that Chakra for the sake of dealing with miscreants in the material world. What about the devotees? Devotees also, when they come to the material world, they are also competent to kill. Like Bhima, with his club, how he killed so many demons, so many enemies. Not necessarily demons, so many enemies he killed in the battle of Kurukshetra. Finally, he killed Duryodhana with his club. So, devotees also, they are competent to kill miscreants in the material world. When the Lord performs his Leela in the material world, they also come down. Not all of them, some of them, they come. So, they are also having a club. They also have a disc. So, they can also use that. Yeah, to rescue devotees also, when they come, if they have to fight, they're ready. But they didn't just said stop. That's all. And Yamadutas, they were surprised. Who are these people telling us stop? And they recognized them, some extraordinary persons. And they went back. Okay. No need for fighting. Just the thundering voice, stop! They were completely shaken. Who's this telling us stop? They've never been stopped before. So the first time in this Manvantara, first time it has happened.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. As you told, like those who will be killed by the Lord will be delivered, or like in at the end, Kalki Avatar will come and kill everybody. Though, so people in the last stage will be most sinful. So what kind of liberation they will get, or will they will be liberated?
Acha, good question. Will they be liberated? Really? The sinful people, when Kalki comes and kills them. Okay, liberation has to be understood. What is liberation? Liberation is of many kinds. Many kinds of liberation are described in scriptures. Primarily, 5 kinds of liberation are described in scriptures. But those 5 kinds of liberation are for only selected persons, not for everyone. So, particularly those who are killed by the Lord, okay, they are freed of all reactions, sinful reactions. And then, once they are freed from sinful reactions, depending on what their desire is, at the time of death, they will get that particular destination. So if they desire to enjoy on heavenly planets, they'll take birth on heavenly planets. They desire to enjoy on the earth in America, they'll take birth in America. They desire to enjoy in Brahmaloka, they'll take birth in Brahmaloka. So mostly these materialistic persons, their desires will be centered around some enjoyment within this material world only. They don't have any idea of spiritual world. They have no conception. So they are freed from sinful reactions, but they are not purified of all material desires. Material desires. Even we, when we chant Hare Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna will only purify your reactions of the past activities. So we have got what is called as contamination in the heart. 2 kinds of contaminations we have. One is the reactions which are due to our past actions, either pious or sinful, because of which those reactions unfulfilled will keep on giving us different bodies, one after another. Then we also have desires, unfulfilled desires from the past. We carry those desires. Just like people work. Somebody starts working with a dream, ambition, desire. I want to be a millionaire. Those days, now millionaire is no much value. I want to be a trillionaire in next 20 years. Something like that. So that desire may or may not be fulfilled in this life. So what happens if the desire is unfulfilled? He carries that desire to the next life. Like that, we have been carrying some desires life after life after life till they are fulfilled. So those desires are not destroyed. When they are killed by Krishna, or they die natural death. Of course, they die natural death. Neither the desires nor the reactions are destroyed. But if killed by the Lord, all reactions are destroyed. But their desires intact. So depending on their desire at the time of death, they get the next body. They'll be placed in that situation. They desire to enjoy in heavenly planets, they'll get birth in heavenly planets. They desire to enjoy like a dog, they'll get a dog's body. Okay? So that is what happens to these demons, ordinary demons. So even we, I'll complete this, then I'll take one more question. Even if we chant Hare Krishna, our reactions will be nullified. But what about our desires, material desires? That is where it is important to understand what is Vairagya for a devotee. For a devotee, this Vairagya is not meant for nullifying reactions. That anyway, chanting Hare Krishna, automatically it happens without any separate endeavor. Develop Vairagya means give up material desires that you have to voluntarily, specifically do. Simple example I can give. Before joining, I had desire to eat nice sweets. Correct? So after joining, I'm so happy that in the temple, ISKCON temples at least, they make very nice sweets for festivals and every day also. They offer to the Lord every day, Rajbhog. Rajbhog में हर दिन sweet बना के offer करते हैं. So when I first went to the temple, every day they were giving me sweets. Prasad, prasad, prasad. And they, particularly they'll give sweets for somebody comes new. At least in America, that's what used to happen. So then I was eating sweets so much because I had desire for sweet before also. So much sweets I was eating and I'm very happy. Oh, this perfection of life. Eat as much sweets as you like to eat. But then, if we don't desire Krishna, if we don't desire devotional service, then we remain in the material world. We can't get out of this material existence. So, that desire, unless I give it up voluntarily, it will never go. How much ever I chant, it will never go. Whatever else I do, whatever tapasya I do, vrata I do, the desire remains. Let's say hypothetically, I go away to the Himalayas, where no sweets are available, remote place, right? And I'll somehow do some, stay there, away, 20 years, and then come back. Now, I'm free from all material desires. I think as soon as I come to Bilai temple, nice rasgulla. Now what was the sweet yesterday? Nice kheer has been made. Immediately, I want to eat kheer. I've been missing, 20 years I've been missing kheer. Aaj khana hi hai. So desire doesn't evaporate, desire doesn't go away. Please remember this. Desire doesn't go. Desire cannot be killed, Prabhupada says. What does Prabhupada say? Desire cannot be killed. So you have to give up. And what is Bhagavad Gita's recommendation for giving up such desires? It's not easy to give up desires. Okay, I want to give up my desire for enjoying materially, enjoying eating sweets. Okay. I may want to do it, but simply wanting to do it, it's not going to just go away. What does Bhagavad Gita say? Second chapter. Huh? Param drishtva nivartate. By developing higher taste of Krishna consciousness, you automatically give up all these enjoyments of the lower taste, material taste. So it's possible if you develop attraction for Krishna, if you develop taste for devotional service. So somebody may say, honoring prasadam is devotional service. Right? So while honoring prasadam, that means I should not honor that prasadam which is I like very much. I like sweets very much. So sweet prasadam I should not honor. Nivartate. At avoid. So what is the higher taste that one develops in the matter of prasadam? It's the spiritual taste of prasadam. It's a spiritual taste of prasadam. That is described with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita. A devotee asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what's the difference between prasadam and ordinary food? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described in a very interesting way this particular question by one devotee. He said, prasadam is something which has touched the nectarian lips of Krishna. Lips of Krishna full of nectar. It's called adharamrita. Amrita means nectar. Adhara means the lips. So when Krishna eats, Prabhupada says Krishna eats. When you offer him with devotion, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ashnami. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. We offer with bhakti. Tadaham bhakti upahratam ashnami. Ashnami means I eat. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9.26. I eat. So when Krishna eats, it will naturally touch his lips, no? Correct? So when it touches its lips, that adharamrita gets mixed with the food. And Krishna leaves behind. Whatever he eats, he leaves behind. But after he leaves behind, after eating, it is mixed with adharamrita. So, prasadam, Krishna prasadam has got adharamrita. Adharamrita. So, the devotees, pure devotees, they taste that nectar of Krishna's lips when they taste prasadam. So, that is the higher taste of prasadam. It's not easy to taste that. Okay? We have to purify. We have to purify our sense of taste. Just like simple example, somebody is used to eating hotel food, outside food, junk food, what they call junk food. Karmis call it. I am not calling it junk food. Karmis call it junk food. So, when they come to temple in the beginning, may not have so much taste for temple prasadam. Because the junk food is full of so many nonsensical things which we never will use. Correct? For example, we don't use onion garlic. So they'll say, बिना लहसुन प्याज का मजा नहीं आता है. मजा नहीं आता है. We have experience of this in our Kalyan Mandap in Mysore. When they come, they inquire. So, Kalyan Mandap, okay. They agree. They will do the marriage of their daughter or son, whatever they. And then they will say, what about food? Can we order from some good caterer? No, no, no. You can't order. Whatever you order from us. We'll prepare and give you. Okay. But we have heard you don't use onion garlic. We are agreeable for vegetarian food, but you don't use onion garlic. No, we don't use. Oh, then how will food be tasty? So they say, no, no, we cannot accept that. So they go to some other kalyan where they'll allow their caterer who puts onion garlic to prepare the food. So like that, they cannot taste the higher, superior taste of prasadam till they are actually tasting only the material taste. Same thing can happen to devotees also in the matter of sweets. So until we actually purify our senses and develop the higher taste of Krishna consciousness, so that taste of prasadam, which is spiritual taste, is rice and dal. Simplest prasadam will be as nectarian as gulab jamun. Because both have the common ingredient. What is that? Adharamrita. So when Prabhupada tastes, he says, very nice. So you think he's tasting what we are tasting? No, don't mistake that. Prabhupada is not tasting what we are tasting. So pure devotees, they taste that Adharamrita. Only pure devotees can taste. Others cannot. That's a fact. So we should develop that taste. And how do we know we develop that taste? Whatever prasadam item is, it doesn't matter. Raghunath Das Goswami is another example in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Very nice example. So in the beginning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arranged prasadam to be given to him from Jagannath temple. Okay? So he was taking that. Then after some time, he decided, no, it's not good to everyday eat like this. So he started begging for food, standing at the Simhadwara. He was taking that, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated how to renounce through the example of Raghunath Das Goswami. Then he gave up that also. Then at one stage, I don't remember exactly the sequence in which he progressively renounced. So at one stage, he was collecting the discarded pots of rice, in which rice would be sticking at the bottom. And he would scrap that, wash that pot nicely, and scrap that rice and eat that. So once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard about it and came to visit him. And he said, you are honoring such nice nectar, Jagannath Prasadam. I would also like to taste. So then immediately Raghunath Das, he said, no, 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 my lord, this is not fit for you. This is not fit for you. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't say it is unfit for him. He said it is such nice nectar you are tasting. So what is that nectar he is tasting? What is the nectar Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refers to? It is burnt rice, which is sticking to the bottom, which is discarded. Even the cattle won't eat it. Cows also will not eat it. So that Raghunath Das Goswami is tasting nectar. That is, what is he tasting? Adharamrita. So you read this portion in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Raghunath Das Goswami tasting nectar in that burnt rice sticking to the discarded pots of rice. After all the good rice has been removed and distributed. Okay, then. And this description by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Adharamrita, that also you read. Then you will understand what is the higher taste in prasadam also, which we have to develop. Like that, everything we have to develop the higher taste. Okay, we'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.